call this meeting to order. This is the Central Vermont Career Center District. We are having our September meeting, rushing the calendar here, having our September meeting. We have a quorum and we will move ahead with our business. I think for those who are visiting and for those who are online, if we just go around the table and identify ourselves, that would be very good.
Sure. Corey Hackett from the Harwood Union School District.
Scott Lewins, Montpelier Roxbury School District.
Lyman Gasso, Montpelier Roxbury at large.
Todd Coleman, U32 and Central Unified School District at large.
Isabel, at-large member from the Berry Unified School District.
Jenna Austin, representing Twinfield, not at large.
Patrick Willie, representing Washington Central Unified.
Alice Farrell representing Berry Unified. Our administration.
Jody Emerson, Superintendent Director, and Michelle Lehman, the Business Manager.
All right, thank you all very much.
Online
Yes, gentlemen online, we'll start with Jason.
Hi, I'm Jason Monaco. I'm from Cabot School, representative.
Wayne,
Wayne Goulet, Harwood, Waterbury.
thank you. We don't have any guests tonight.
We have two guests.
Two guests, all right. And you are, please.
I'm Nick Jarrett, and I'm doing some work helping out with marketing.
Okay,
And I'm Larry Moquin. I am the business manager for Labor's Local Union 668. I'm the vice president of the Vermont Building Trades and the president of the Vermont AFL-CIO.
oh, thank you. All right, so our next step is that we accept comments for items that are not on the agenda, and we'll remind everyone, ourselves included, that our norms require that we are all civil and polite and welcoming to each other and our guests, which we always have been and we will continue to be. So do we have any additions or revisions to the agenda as it is?
I have an addition,
Okay,
and that is a communication with state legislators ASAP.
okay. Let's put that down. Anything? How about we put it in as 6.4? No. How about we put it in as 6.4.10? We'll put it after behavior threat assessments.
Okay.
4.10 communication discussion. Now, anything else to add or delete? All right, I need a motion to approve the agenda as amended.
So moved.
Guy moves, I need a second.
Second.
Second by Lyman. All those in favor of this agenda?
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Any abstentions? Hearing none, motion passes. Agenda is approved. We have public comment. Do we have anyone with a public comment that's not on the agenda? Sir?
So, yeah, I'm Larry Moquin. I already introduced myself, but I was just here to reach out to the school board about your upcoming construction project you're going to do for the new tech center. As labor unions, we support careers. This is a career center. We'd be interested in any way we can help partnering to help get this built. We would be interested in talking more, but it would require the board to sign an MOU that would say it would be built with union construction. And we could do what we can to help pass your bond measure. As the AFL-CIO, we have 4,500 voters that are in Washington and the other two towns, Washington County and the other two towns. So we just wanted to let you know we are here. We toured your tech center now. It's amazing. So I can't imagine what the new one will do. And I mean, the future is going to depend on the, working collar, blue collar people. And I'll leave a card for you. We have a lot of curriculum. We can take apprentices directly from your programs, enter them into the trade that they wish to go to, accrue, work hours and classroom training, and we have the best training in the state by far. It won't cost the taxpayers anything because we self-fund our training. So anyway, we could be helpful in this bond vote, getting out the word that, the children are our future. So we just wanted to let you know this option is here, that we're willing to help any way possible. Like I said, I'll leave a card here for you all and reach out and we know the legislature too, so we can help that way too. But thank you.
Yes, thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Can I leave a card with?
With Ms. Emerson.
The other thing about it, while I still have your ears, is like, with the fluctuating costs of everything right now, this will lock in labor costs. You'll guarantee people family sustaining wages, benefits, and a retirement. So we're here. We're happy to help, and we appreciate that you guys would take the time for us.
Well, thank you very much.
Mike Ponce was supposed to be here, the IBEW guy, but he had a family emergency, so I didn't have everything prepared that I should have.
You did a great job.
Well, thank you.
You did a great job. We
Sounds good
appreciate
to us. Yes.
Yeah. Well, have a great evening, and we'll keep you.
Yes, thank you very
Please
much.
reach out.
We have your contact information. All right.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Moving forward, the consent agenda is the approval of the minutes from the 25th of August, 2025 special meeting. So moved. All right. Need a second on them? We have it. Okay, so Jana. Very good. Any discussion? Any additions or corrections to those minutes? Hearing none, all those in favor, please say aye. All those opposed? Any abstentions? Motion carries.
Is it coordinated with this who seconded that?
Corey. All right, board reports, committee reports, facilities. Any reports from facilities?
We had a fantastic meeting the other day. If you'd like me to, Patrick was there, but he was online.
Okay, well, gentlemen, feel free.
There we go. So Jody did read a statement thanking the marketing consultants and acknowledging their initial work for us. And we've spent a lot of time discussing marketing and especially the polling opportunity. But at the end of the day, we determined it was too late in the game and rather would spend money on other marketing initiatives. And there was a great article in the Times Argus that outlined all that. You all probably read that. And we also did recommend that and recommend to discuss the opportunity and the need for a project manager. So maybe that's been acted upon.
It has.
And that's fantastic.
And Nick is actually that project manager.
Awesome.
We are so excited to be able to work with him, and he came right in and met with Michelle and I last week and then with our internal team, and we are already moving forward with that. Nick, is there anything you want to share?
No, just that I'm excited to be involved and passionate about it and getting to walk around and see the facility and some of the things happening here. And a project that really excited.
Well, it's a big project and we're very grateful to have the assistance because I'm sure all of us on the board were sitting at home trying to figure out one more thing on our calendar.
Yeah, no, that's a challenge. Anything I can do to help direct traffic and make sure things happen in time and in an orderly fashion.
Very good.
Whatever is my professional nature.
Sounds good. Very good. Patrick, anything else? No, that covers the conversation.
Very good. Program quality.
We just met a minute ago and we looked over the numbers for number of students enrolled and also focused on there's a group of students that withdrew their application, and we're not sure on 100% of them. Some of them had other programs. Some of them went early college, some of them decided to stay where they were. One is graduating early. And one of the requests is that we're gonna try and look and see if we can find that data from last year and start looking at trends and see if we can figure out, especially, I'm concerned, not concerned, but think that early college is, really going to be a path for a lot of the students as well. And so we need to be thinking about holistically all of the different pathways, not just through our building, but through all of the buildings. And then we discussed the Transcend application to be part of a collaborative. And you want to just,
Sure. So we had talked to some folks from Transcend when we were back looking at our comprehensive local needs assessment. And one of the things that I had talked about at that time is they were starting a rural career connected collaborative. They've done a lot of work with different schools that are rural and trying to really transform education, making it engaging for students. And this was specific to career connected pathways. And so there was an interest from them to invite us to participate in this, but still having to go through the application process. And there was an interest from me in thinking about how this might work in helping us to build a strategic plan towards the new building and what could we gather from that. In our meeting, just barely, we talked about whether or not I was trying to take off too much, but then also that got us into a discussion of this is going to require some additional responses from our community members, and we're already asking a lot of them in our marketing and bond voting, but also in the comprehensive local needs assessment process that we have to do every 2 years. And so adding one more thing might not be a good piece. So my job is to reach back out to Transcend and ask if we can use the data that we're already collecting for the comprehensive local needs assessment. And if so, then I could move forward with the application, which the full board could approve or not next meeting. And if not, then we would defer and maybe apply in the future.
We have till the end of October.
Yeah.
that's it.
Okay, very good. Superintendent's report, and before we start with the superintendent's report, I'm just going to ask Superintendent Emerson, have we had any communications that we need to report on?
Thank you for that reminder. Yes, I've had a few different emails from folks, especially every time there's an article in the newspaper or there's something on TV. So I've had a couple of questions come from Sue Paxman. She's very interested in some of the stuff that we've talked about in the past, but we maybe haven't repeated over and over about why we're not able to renovate Spalding High School, for example, why this space doesn't work. Have we actually looked at spaces across all our sending schools? So those sort of questions. As some of those questions come in, I'm trying to answer them in the FAQs that is attached to our board website, and then also send that response back to the person asking. I got outreach from a gentleman who lives in Jericho who's super excited about our project and wondering how he can get his kids here in the future and how much is that tuition going to cost. There was outreach from a local community member just today that I haven't quite processed because I saw it on my way up. So I haven't read that one yet. So I think we'll probably have to wait till the next meeting to share that. But there are different people reaching out. I also got, we posted today online that we're looking for alumni and other folks who want to share their stories with us about how they or their students were impacted by their opportunities here at CVCC. And so I did one interview today. We have another one scheduled for tomorrow. And I had outreach from someone in my email this afternoon saying yes. And I think it was the woman who was on our last board meeting who had said the same thing. And so we'll be working on that.
What are you doing with those interviews? Because I have a couple of people that I think want to do it, but I want to be able to tell them. Is it like a 10-minute phone call or are you videotaping?
Actually, we're videotaping because there are multiple ways we might be able to use this.
Okay.
So we're asking folks to come in so that we can record what we gather. I did it myself today, so I'm not gonna say it's probably the best, but it was a good piece. But also Nick and Matthew from Spark, our two consultants, are gonna be working together on some of this because there's some that overlaps between what we need for a comprehensive local needs assessment and what we might be able to use in this marketing piece. So we're gonna be merging those two processes in a few areas, and this is one of those areas where we might use some of that, what we gather on film to do some short clips online that we can share, or that we can share in the local television stations like the cable.
Would it be possible to do it on a Zoom thing?
Yes.
And-
I think it would. It's gonna have a different quality than,
Yeah,
yes,
I'm just wondering if I can't get them to come in.
yeah.
They want-
I think we can do that, and it may be possible that Matthew and or Nick could meet someone somewhere else other than in our facility, so that we can meet people where they're at or somewhere closer.
That'd be great.
And just a follow-up note on that, we are also paying attention to the comments on social media. Not necessarily responding to them, but we are reading them and we are taking them under consideration so that anyone who comments on municipal page or a friendly chat or something like that, we are aware of those, we take those into consideration, and we're adding them to our frequently asked questions if that's necessary. So people don't feel left out.
Yeah, I'm grateful that Sue's reaching out with these questions now. I think for some people, they just weren't aware of the project, and so the recent press is getting more people aware, and so they're asking questions that someone else might have asked before, but they didn't know that we have responded to that. So it's a good opportunity to like dust off those answers, make sure they're still accurate, and respond.
Okay, now superintendent's report.
I got to write about our first days, and we had a really fun welcome assembly, which I think I told you was coming in our last meeting, but it went really well. We had a fun Jeopardy game that helped to remind students of the expectations, and it started with our co-op students and then students who were here for a second year of programming, whatever that might be. So they might have been exploratory last year and now they're in one of the other programs. They were the ones answering at first, and then new students who I had never seen before that day were answering, and it was a really great opportunity to have kids interact and engage across the entire center in that one space on that first day. You might have seen that we're starting to try to put out different things on social media. So today's post from our Instagram for all of our programs was around people that might be interested in interviewing with us to give us feedback on how CVCC impacted them. On September 2nd, our first round of Perkins finally got approved all the way through. So we celebrate that, and that's part of why I feel confident in putting forward a candidate for our integrated academics humanities position. And it's exciting to see the press that we are getting. It was good to see ABC 22, Fox 44 come. I don't think they've been here in my tenure, so it's the first time that they came. The young man was here around 1 o'clock in the afternoon, and so he's like, "And can I get in and see some students?" And I said, "Yes, but you'll have to come back for that." And one of the great things is he took some shots inside our electrical lab, which doesn't have all of the stations built up yet, and the kids are starting to frame that this week. So when he comes back, he'll also see just from where he was to where he is when they come back, that the change in what the kids have been working on, and see that growth, even though the students weren't here when he was here the first time. So I'm excited to see that come back. We have signs for everybody, some lawn signs, so you get to take those with you today, use those shoes. And those will start showing up.
Shoes. Not soap shoes, shoes. Yes. Yes, we will.
I've got a prime spot, so if you wanna, like put up a stage, go for it.
Well, speaking of other outreach, I also heard from Jeff Lowe, Jet Service, who said, "I heard that you need some stuff, that you're doing this in-house. If there's any way we can help you out, that we'll do
Great.
so."
Ask him about the truck.
Ask him about the truck. He said banners and lawn signs, so if we need banners for Scott's yard. we might be able to do that.
But it's interesting because what I'm hearing, at least in the Berrytown community, is that there was an initial shock, which I think we all experienced, initial shock. But then as people are
sticker shock?
yeah, sticker shock. But as people are thinking about it, they're seeing the value added ability of career and education that may be tempering and moving the other way. So I'm very hopeful for that because it is a great opportunity for our kids and for our communities. Guy, anything?
Madam Chair, Jody, in terms of lawn signs, I think we should keep track of where they go.
I have a spreadsheet for that,
Oh,
so I
okay, great,
actually
Great.
have that. You are
Okay.
taking some, and if you don't, then I will take you off the list. And if you take more, then I'll
Yeah.
write that down. And anyone who's taken them, we're kind of trying to keep track so that we can get them back.
I think some people get irritated when they don't get taken down on time,
Right.
you know, and I don't want to leave any bad blood for anybody to like grab on to.
Agreed. I'm sure they have.
Are there any rules about where they can go?
Yes, and we also, there's a person in town who is a specialist on that, and I will get her to send us an email on what the rules are. Basically, if you're putting them on private property, you have to have the permission of the person who owns the property, unless it's yourself. And you cannot block lines of sights at intersections, and public land is not acceptable. So if it's state land or municipal within the right of way, on any kind of major road or anything like that, you have to avoid that.
What
But I'll
about,
get
what about on commercial property?
permission of the owner.
Okay.
Well, so that's interesting because last year when we were voting for the budget or the year before for Twinsfield,
Mhm.
there was a sign right before you made the turn to go into the school.
Yeah,
But I'm hearing that that may not be a legal spot.
it depends on who owns the land. Does the school own the land, or is it a private
Owns that
person?
Land, but there's always been signs there.
Well, just be sure, because,
Good place.
yes, but just check to make sure that that's appropriate. Okay, yep. Okay, anything more? All right, business manager.
I hope that after tonight, we'll be all full-time positions looking for a staff school year. So that's great. We're still looking for a couple candidates for long-term substitute roles, emergency services or medical professions. I put the link in here in case anybody knows anybody or anybody's reading our minutes, please go ahead and apply. Previous financial updates, FY25, we're closing that out right now. So we're starting our auditing process. I do not anticipate we're going to have any carry forward or any deficit whatsoever. We've spent every last dollar. And the funds that we used for some of our architectural needs and welding, we used our fund balance. So how to anticipate that to go. This year, we've encumbered quite a bit. We haven't spent too much. It's just the beginning of the year. As Jody said, we received our first official approval for the Perkins allocation. I did note the amount, but I also listed how we're actually spending it. I thought it was important to share of that money that we received so far. 68% of it is for direct instruction. So that's directly impacting student programs. 23% is for instruction and curriculum development, and 9% of it is for instructional staff training. In the next few weeks, we're going to be collaborating with EMS Districts 6 and 8 in the Vermont State EMS office, along with using some grant funds that are coming through different avenues together to help support EMS training program. We will see in the next few weeks a press release and possibly a press event. More to come on that. And again, at the beginning of this year, CVCC is now the fiscal agent for VACTED. It's not going to have necessarily any impact on us, but it's just something else check on the box that we're supporting our other communities.
Could you just explain what VACTED is?
Yeah, the acronym for tech.
Vermont Association of Career Tech Ed Directors.
Okay.
Yeah, so all the career and tech directors have their own association, so almost all administration in the school districts have some sort of group that they're with. There's VASBO, which is business managers, V-Sharp, which is HR, there's
Special ed.
the special ed, there's superintendent's association, kind of everything like that. So the tech ed directors, they use a different fiscal agent
So that's a testament to you.
to us, yes.
That's great.
That, will be. And this is the first year and we hope to do it in the following years as well.
Very good.
Yeah, so that makes me treasurer of VACTED. I went from president to treasurer, which will hold, it usually gets in one district for about 3 years before it transitions to another fiscal agent.
And then upcoming, because we're always kind of doing 3 years at a time here. In the coming months, usually this is when we start meeting with teachers, instructors and support staff to figure out how we're going to budget for next year. So I anticipate those meetings to start happening within the next month or so with a draft November. I say it like that because there's a lot depending on the next few years.
Are those salary discussions?
Nope, we don't have, our contracts are negotiated for this upcoming year.
Yeah,
so
that's what I
no
thought.
negotiation.
So what are you talking about?
Program needs,
Oh, okay.
like, if they know that a certain piece of equipment needs to be
Got it.
repaired, they need desks, so I don't.
So budgetary items.
But yeah, small increases, if anything.
All right, any questions? No, hearing none, we will move forward then. Thank you, Michelle.
I do have one question.
Okay,
And the question is, we have 9% for instructional staff training. Does that come after we do the comprehensive local needs assessment, so we know what the needs are that we're providing the staff, or is that what we know from what we've been doing?
It's from the previous comprehensive local needs assessment.
Okay.
And the feedback, we actually did those surveys in the off year as well to gather information. So that informed this Perkins draft, which the board approved the application way back in the spring.
all righty. Moving forward, 6.1, the VISBIT proxy. VISBIT is the Vermont School Board's Insurance Trust. And they're having an annual meeting on Friday, October 30th in Burlington. And because of things that they would be voting on at that meeting, we need to establish someone who will be our voting representative.
Remind me who did it last year?
I did it 2 years ago.
2 years ago, right? I don't know, I'll have to look that up. I guess nobody that was on this board, so.
Alice, you didn't do it last year?
No,
Was it at Lake Memorial last year?
That was the VSA.
that was the School Boards Association, was it Lake Mooring?
That was it. They were together.
They were.
2 years
VSA and
before.
VSBA.
They don't do them together anymore.
No, they are, the SBA is also going to be at the Doubletree in Burlington. this
On the
year.
30th.
Yeah. So, I'm going to that. So I could sit in on the VISBIT annual meeting. Great. So I would do that. All right, and so,
Is anyone else planning to go to the VSBA, VSA fall conference? Not sure yet.
all right,
Sounds like you
okay, so,
self-nominated.
all right,
You wanna-
so,
Second.
all those in favor? All those opposed? Yeah, no, I'm only kidding. But just, be humble, can't all righty, so, I'll do that then, and then we have the VHI, Vermont Educational Health, is that what it is? Yes, Vermont Educational Health, whatever the I stands for. But they are our insurance, our health insurance body, right? Correct. So the same thing, you need to have, someone who will, be responsible for, voting on anything that they require. Now, will they also be at the?
I was just double checking.
Yeah, this is the
the one we have
27th of
today.
October.
Oh, we're
Wait,
gonna do
no.
it different.
Different.
Oh, no, that's different.
Oh, this is Bisbit. I'm still looking at Bisbit. Where's he?
Yes, is also
Oh,
the
there it is.
27th.
No, it's,
Now, let's make sure that it is. All right, we want to get this straight.
mine is this 2023.
So, but, school board's insurance is eating on
This is
the
a
30th.
sample because I don't have the.
Oh,
actual-
all right. So they're also meeting on the 30th, I would imagine.
Sometimes they meet at the same time.
Okay.
Do you know if,
I haven't,
I think Joanne might have voted last year for Barry.
I'm sure she did, and I'm sure she will,
So I'm wondering if that's where you need, since I'm also gonna be at that conference,
okay,
if you need to plug me,
All
or
right.
if we, just in case they happen at the same time.
right, because we do want to have representation there. So here's what we can do. We can appoint Jody, if you would accept that, and I can be an alternate in case, so we have a proxy and an alternate. Great, so we could do that.
So moved.
Second. Okay, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposition? Any opposition? Hearing none, any abstentions? Motion carries. So we will represent us very well. Now, our exposure management plan.
This one, was created by our health sciences teachers, and we review it every year because that's what it says. And this year, when we reviewed it, because there were no changes, and they feel like it's pretty strong, in fact, several other districts have adopted this policy. The recommendation from the team was to update it every 2 years instead of every year. So that is the language change in this one. You can see the edits. So every other September, the emergency management plan will be reviewed by the infection control officer, EMS and medical program instructors, CVCC director, and HR.
Every 2 years.
So is that a recommendation from you, Jody?
Yes.
Or it is,
Yep.
okay.
So, we need a motion to approve the recommendation of the superintendent as to the time change for the review of let me state it correctly for the record,
I'll make that motion.
Second.
the exposure management plan for the Career Center. We have a motion, we have a second. Any further discussion? Any questions? Any questions from those at home? All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? Hearing none, motion carries, and we are off to another school year, ready to protect our staff and students. All right, so that's done. Now, policy updates.
These are, I would recommend looking at this as a slate. This is our first reading for these. And they are all, from what I can tell, updates as a result of the new district quality standards. And so VSBA has put out these recommendations. There are a few more that we'll be looking at in the next couple of months. I just needed a little more time to align them to our policies and procedures already in place and to check where we might need to shift. And I will let you know that C71 is with the nurses, because they are our nurses, and I wanted to make sure that they review them. So if they have any suggestions, those will come with me to the next meeting when we have our second reading.
At this time, though, based on first reading, does anyone have any questions or concerns about any of these policies?
Just a suggestion, on F5, has the association looked at it? Because remember, it was somewhat of an issue, and you guys did a great job explaining it during the, I just think out of courtesy, maybe we ought
Yeah.
to share it with them, maybe?
Absolutely, we have a labor relations meeting this week, and so I can do that. I would also say that what they were talking about in those meetings was more around Rule 4500 and should we ever have that situation, which we haven't had while I was here, what the support team looks like. And there's a lot more comfort with that now based on what's the training we did in the PD and the knowledge of who's on that team. This is a little different. The behavioral threat assessment is a little different in who it is. And for us, I think one of the things I'm going to think about as we move towards that second reading is how well it fits or doesn't. Because anytime we have to do a behavioral threat assessment on a student, we need to partner with the sending school and to do that collaboratively with their resources. And so we did that. We did one last year with one of our sending schools. And so that required the counselor, the principal, the superintendent to weigh in from that sending school along with us. And we both had to work with the information that we had from our two different perspectives, some interviewing of other students from both locations, and the questions of law enforcement when we reached out to report concerns. So it's really complicated for us because they're not just our student, they're also someone else's, and we want to make sure that we have everybody at the table who has information about the kid so that we can best support them. And so I'm going to be reviewing it a little more thoroughly for that reason, but it's great to suggest that.
Was this situation where we need to be on the same page and we
Yes,
worked with the sending school? And the
we
system?
were actually,
We ended up,
yes.
okay. But
The entire time we were, we needed to make sure that we were sharing information and that we had an accurate understanding across both. And if there's like, in any case where there might need to be a safety plan for a student, making sure that that is in existence and it works across both. Maybe it has to do with something on the bus so there's lots of different pieces of that are a little bit more difficult for us because we have to make sure that we're coordinating with that sending school and that we have all the information and they have the information they need.
great, thank you.
Yes.
So I had a strange question today. I don't think it's strange once I started thinking about it, but with the cell phone ban issue going on right now, the individual said, so yeah, I agree with the cell phone ban, but is there anybody in school or any student in school going to have a phone in case the school gets infiltrated so they can call? And I said, I talked about the Alice training, I talked about the building being locked and, the training staff like that. But the person kept pushing and said,
There's a phone in this room. There's a phone in every classroom.
there is.
There are some exceptions to the no cell phone rule. Students who have medical plans where they require that monitoring on their cell phone must have it. So there's some plans that require it. And most instructors are likely to probably have a phone around. We don't actually take them at the door. The rule here is that they're not to be seen or used during program time. Many of the instructors do collect them. And so they're either in a little case or they're on the wall in like kind of like a shoe pocket. Yes, just like that. That's exactly it. And so it's not that they're not accessible. There could be a scenario where they can still get them.
Yeah.
But the point is that they're not using them, they're not distracted by them, and they're also not sending messages that are inappropriate to one another during the school day, that they're engaged and communicating.
Well, I did share that. I thought we were in pretty decent shape because the culture is, we don't want you on the phone while you're using the bandsaw or when you're trying to put two wires together, but.
Yeah, it's interesting how things have, when I was in high school, I didn't have a cell phone because they didn't really exist yet either. And I feel like I'm sort of young, but I guess I'm not much anymore.
Don't feel so bad.
I know,
I had to use a payphone.
But we've had people get texts, students get texts from family members during their program day when someone in the family died or a pet died. And that is not a good way to receive that information, right? And so it also helps protect the students from that kind of impact on their day. If somebody needs to contact them, we have another way to do it where we can set up a space that could be supportive if there's some difficulties like that.
Jana, you have a question?
Can they wear Apple Watches?
They're not supposed to.
Oh my God.
So if, I mean, they might have them, and hopefully, I didn't do it today, but here I'll shut off my notifications. Hopefully they have it shut off so that they're not getting distracted by that. And if they do get distracted by it, then they'll get a warning the first time.
Goes into the shoe bag.
Correct.
In 2 days.
Yep.
Thank you.
Yeah.
All righty, so, this is the first reading. We will bring these back again for a second reading. I need a motion to approve 6.4.1 through 6.4.9.
So moved by Jody.
Okay, moved by Jana, second by Lyman. Any further discussion on
Scott.
Scott? I'm sorry. I saw Lyman's hand go up and heard your voice. All right.
My monthly.
So, let's see, let me just note that, hold on a second. All right, and, any further discussion? Questions? Hearing none, all those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposition? None, any abstentions? None, motion carries. So we'll bring these back. And in the meantime, if anyone has any further questions or we get any further questions from the public, we can answer them in time for our next reading. Moving on to our addition, 6.4.10, communication with the legislature discussion. Jana, you're on.
Yes, I have been made aware that the legislature is not supporting this bond. And to that end, I think it's our job and the jobs of members of our school board to write to our legislators to let them know that we are counting on them to support the bond. I think that the immediate release that Jody sent out, the press release, is really a well-done document that really addresses who we are, what's it about, what it would do, and that we could use that to send to our legislators. I think it may have to be morphed a little, but we would like their support. More than me seeing Ann Cummings on Plainfield home day, standing in the pouring rain, walking, saying, Ann, hi, I'm needing to write to you. I want you to support the bond for the Career Center. Okay. But we need to write to all our legislators and make sure that that happens.
Jonna, can you clarify the statement that, is it individual legislators from our districts are not in support, or the
I
legislature
think
as
the
a?
legislative body, maybe Nick knows the answer to whether that is.
I think that, one of our guests last time said that. So Myers Mermel from WDEV, when he was here, had
Mhm.
said that he talks to a lot of legislators and they did not seem to be in support of the project. That's where I heard it. I don't know if that's where.
No,
you
that's what I've only heard that people have said to me, I've heard the legislature's not supportive of this. So whether they are, great, they should still get this letter saying, we're counting on you to support this
Mhm.
and to support it with your other legislators so that this can, what?
I completely agree. I just don't know if it's supportive in, like, they're not voting other than as individuals, right?
Right, but they are in our district, so they're in our sending schools.
Yeah.
Our sending schools comprise portions of their district. So if other constituents approach them, we hope that they will respond favorably to the benefits of the new career center.
So just speaking, sorry, I did not.
Yeah, no,
Just speak in favor of.
yeah, just speak in favor.
Gotcha.
So you asking us to approach our legislators and suggest that they consider supporting the bond vote.
We hope that they will support the bond vote.
So like calling Ella Chapin and that,
Yes,
you want
yes.
us to do that as individuals?
Yes,
Okay.
and when you're at your school board meetings, encourage your school board members to do the same.
Mhm.
Drop some talking points
That would be,
and rework that specific to who we need to tailor this message to. And based off, we can give you the names, I'll give you your names, contacts, maybe that'll be helpful.
Yeah,
Is that okay?
yeah.
so do we all know the names of our representatives? Is that what you're?
That's what I'm saying. I'll
Yeah, yeah.
get the representative names and their contacts and
Yeah.
tailor either, a cute little phone script, or a message, or just your key talking points, like big bullets, like,
Yeah,
remember, say these 3 things.
so you're gonna send that out?
I will try.
Oh, wow, great.
I will work with Nick to make sure that. that's-
Jason, have a question or comment?
Yeah, my House Rep Greg Burt is already supportive of this.
Great.
Just so you all know. I've already talked with him.
Oh, good.
Is that a Burt's Orchard? Do I have to go to the orchard now this fall? Perfect.
Yeah,
It's
it's absolutely beautiful up there. You should all go.
The slingshot's the best.
Okay.
Well, the other issue perhaps is, I don't know if any of them are appearing before the committee that's put together right now, where they might try to influence that committee. I mean, you would probably know better in terms of, the work that you've done with the association. So that certainly would be a concern as well, but certainly the message that, look,
Want your support.
not only want your support, you guys have been talking about this, ladies and gentlemen, for quite a while.
20 years.
Here's your chance. Here's your chance. And if not now, when?
And I don't know if we get involved in this, but no matter what happens with the restructuring of schools, it benefits as many, it will benefit more students.
Well, and it's really about their constituents.
It is.
I'm gonna mention in the show.
Okay, all righty, so we will
Oh,
do that.
if you put together a short email that with their email address, then maybe we can send those out saying some, just that would be so easy.
Yeah,
Sure. Yeah, I'll make it as easy as possible.
pithy.
Yeah, you do this.
All right,
Thank
because
you.
we're looking for approval from as many people as possible, and if the legislature, members of the legislature can reach out to their constituencies, that would be a really beneficial situation. All right, next we have 6.5, the bond warning. That is on page 66 of your packet.
So first thing that comes to mind for me is our next board meeting is scheduled for Monday, October 13th, and that's a holiday. Usually it's People's Day. Are you all meeting then? Can you tell me when you are going to have a meeting? I would prefer, if I had to say, either keep it that day, or it does need to be this has to happen within a certain number of days, so you can move it. You can shift it ever so slightly, but you really can't shift 2 weeks.
Right.
I can give you those specific dates, but if you guys want to discuss.
Can it be the weekend, week before, the week after, basically?
I don't think it can be the full Monday before. I think it could be the Tuesday before.
And it could be the week after,
And
although
could be the Monday after.
there would be some folks that could potentially be voting before it. Because early voting starts before that.
So it's October 13th is the date we have it for.
I would anticipate that we might get some pushback from having a public meeting on a public holiday.
Mhm.
Why don't we, can we do it on the seventh then?
We already have a facilities meeting that day, so. You could put it in place in the facilities meeting.
Will that work within the timeline, Michelle?
Because it's not the second Tuesday, so I don't have a choice here.
Right.
I had this all figured out last week and then it was the weekend, I forgot it all.
Perfect.
Yes, the Tuesday should work.
We're talking Tuesday the seventh, right? I mean, Tuesday the 14th,
Tuesday the seventh,
Tuesday the seventh,
yeah.
instead of, right.
All right, so let's just confirm what we've got. Legal voters of the Central Vermont Career Center School District are hereby warned and notified that a public informational hearing will be held in room 134 at 155 Ayers Street, Suite 2, Barry, Vermont. That is just, it's not written in there, but it is Spalding High School. The rear door, which is the Career Center, at 6 p.m. on Tuesday, October 7th, 2025. To join the meeting virtually, there is a Google Meet video or a telephone number that will be on our website.
So this morning just needs to be changed from the
Right.
seventh. I mean, oh, it already is.
I'm changing it right now. 'cause I
Right now,
need to-
as we speak in
I need
real
to print
time.
it. You have to sign it for me.
Okay. All right, so, we need
You have to get rid of the H in October.
You didn't spell. And it's still at 6.
yes, time and place are all the same. Only thing that's changing is the date.
And that's the informational meeting.
Information, yeah. All right. We need to vote to accept,
And then really quickly, the language of the article, which are in the warning and the next item on the agenda. The text was verified by our attorney.
Legal, yep.
Why don't we just have yes there and get rid of the no?
I tried. He's like, oh.
we have to give people a choice.
Yes, sir.
Right
Definitely
in.
Yes.
Yes, maybe yes.
Like our tax form where you can donate an extra $3 or
So I need a resolution from the board to accept the warning and the announcement for the warning and the ballot information for the upcoming bond issue. So it's a resolution that the board approves this as written.
So moved.
Okay, thank you. Need a second?
I'll second.
Guy, second. All right, Patrick, anyone? All right, any further discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposition? Any abstentions? Hearing none, motion carries. All right. So we have a warning and ballot language. All right, so continue with that ballot language, staffing and personnel updates.
We'll go to executive session for that.
No, that's public
Um,
information.
I think you have to approve the ballot, I'm assuming also.
Oh, the ballot, we did.
Even though it's part of the bond warning, I think.
Oh, all right, we approve it separately?
Yeah.
All right, well, let's do a second motion to accept the language for the ballot language for the, we get the date right? So I'm gonna send the minutes.
Yeah, that has to change because
No, it's for Tuesday, November 4th, 2025. Respective polling places on Tuesday, November 4th, 2025 to vote by Australian ballot on the following articles of business. Article 1 as written and the question of shall the bonds of the Central Vermont Career Center School District in the amount not to exceed $149 million be issued for the purpose of building a new technical center? Answer the question. We accept that language as written. Any further discussion? So moved. Okay, Lyman?
There's actually a lot of stuff on the top because this was copied from our other ballot where we vote for people and take out.
Yeah,
So the vote for a person.
Yeah, take out.
that's the whole thing, really, because it's all about a candidate.
Do not vote for more than one option.
Do you make a mistake? Do you keep the last one?
Yeah. You deface the ballot.
I just said,
That's all standard language.
Yeah, so we need to get rid of those three bullets. Are there 4 bullets? 1, 2, 3.
Yep, got it.
Top, keep one.
1 inch from the last one.
Okay, so with those edits.
Yes. All right. All those in favor?
You get a second?
Yes, all right. All
Aye.
those, yes, yes.
Aye.
All those in favor? Okay, any opposition? Any abstentions? Hearing none, we'll just reiterate here that that is the resolution of the board to accept the public informational meeting and the ballot language for the bond vote. I have, hold on a second.
I moved it. Put it back in there.
Lyman and Patrick, was that who it was?
I didn't hear a second.
Oh, did hear, all right,
I'll have a second.
okay. And we are set. Let's just, I just want to make sure that we've done this correctly. So let's just, make sure we've done it right. For the special meeting, November 4th, 2025, voting by Australian ballot to accept the, language as written, motion by Lyman Castle, second by Patrick. Well, yes, okay. Any further discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposition? Any abstentions? Motion carries. Just want to make sure we have it all done by now staffing personnel updates.
So we had one open position remaining. That's the integrated academics humanities position. And we were lucky to get 2 really qualified candidates, honestly, that our initial committee interviewed, and Michelle and I also did a final round with both of them to suss that out. And then we did all the reference checks, and we are really excited to put Ryan McCormick forward. He was most recently working at Montpelier High School, and he got stellar reviews from them, and he is very excited about coming to work for us. And side note, he was student teacher with Lyman. So
It's a student teacher.
Student-
Oh my gosh, excellent.
very good. So you did get that nomination packet in your email on Friday.
Yes. All righty, any, further information? We need a, motion to accept Ryan McCormick as the integrated academics humanities teacher for
So moved.
school year. Yes. School year
That's very
25,
Move
26.
it.
Scott, all right, any further discussion? All those in favor? Any opposition? Any abstentions? Hearing none, motion carries. So does that mean that we are now fully staffed?
We are, with the exception of a long-term sub for either EMS or medical professions. We for either,
Oh, very good. Okay,
but yes.
all right. Do we have anything other than continuation of what we have been doing for future agenda items? We have anything that we need to discuss? Any information from the field?
I'll share that I did take the student and program presentation off of this agenda. in October, we're gonna kick off those program presentations with automotive, so Steve McKinstry will join us. And hopefully we'll have students as well, but the student leadership team is not up and running yet to go and ask them if they have anyone who would like to come.
That's good.
What I can tell you is I did send out the request this morning. You saw it probably in your email for folks to participate in the comprehensive local needs assessment. And we already had 7 people who responded to that survey by midday today, and 2 of them are students. So
That's so great. Did we have students last time?
we had students volunteer, they just didn't come to the meeting.
Oh, okay. I didn't remember.
Okay.
Well, we'll do our best. So we're ready to roll with that. Anything else?
I'm just curious, did we get any of the old timers who were at the last one, other than the 2 of us?
The 2 of you, Guy and Jenna, had signed up, and I haven't checked it again since then. And Judy Barbeau from the Department of Labor. she's
Yes,
done
she
it
was
every
great.
year with us. She
Great,
signed
yeah.
up again as well.
Yeah, good. I'm glad.
And I saw that there was no alumni. There's one more, no,
Great.
another, but yeah.
It'll grow.
All right. Gentlemen online, anything? Any questions, any concerns, any future agenda item? No? All right. Then we need a motion to adjourn.
I move we adjourn.
I need a second.